Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be going over my approach to EQing guitars and some fundamentals to keep in mind if you're just starting out and learning how to EQ. Before getting into the song, let's talk about a couple of things to keep in mind that will make your life easier in the long run. This first one is often overlooked, and it's getting your tone right at the source. Now what this means is fresh strings, your guitar is intonated, it's set up properly, and more importantly, your guitar is in tune. This will really help your ability to dial in a tone and a sound for the song that you're looking for. What I recommend before even touching an EQ is flipping through your Guitar Sims IRs, switching out your cabs, playing with different mic combinations to find a sound that sounds right for you. And by doing all of these things, it will make the mixing way easier. Another thing we'll go ahead and touch over before getting into the song is keeping your EQ simple and not over EQing. Typically, an easy mistake to make is mixing in solo. You'll end up boosting and cutting 20 times because you're hearing a million different things at once, and this can get you in trouble pretty quickly. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get into the song. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play the song for you without any EQ. These guitars were reamped by our homie Phil, and you can check out his IR pack here. This song in particular is very fast-paced, it's super intricate and technical, so you don't want to over EQ this and mess up what the artist is going for. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start EQing this guitar in the context of the mix, and I'm also going to solo it whenever I need to hear very specific frequency points, but it's just super important for me to hear the bigger picture. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to filter out the low-end space that the bass guitar is mainly taking care of, so let's go ahead and do that. That sounds great to me. It's giving the bass a little bit more room to breathe. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this cab resonance I'm hearing around 200 to 300. Let's fish for it. Already with just those two basic EQ moves, the guitar is a lot tighter. I do want a little bit more pick attack, so I'm going to fish around 1K to 1.5K and just give that a little boost as well. And while I'm up here, 2.5K is feeling a little too pokey, a little too fizzy, so I'm going to add a dynamic EQ around this area. We'll fish for it. It'll be a little bit more broad, but that's okay. Just ducking that frequency spectrum. And while I'm up here, let's go ahead and add a high cut to the super top end fizzy stuff. Usually I'm going to be cutting up until around 10K, but you can go purely based on feel and for what your song needs. So let's hear this. I'm going to make this a tighter slope at 30 dB per octave. I really don't want to hear that. Let's double check our work in the context of the mix. I'm still hearing a little bit of fizz around 6K, like this frequency right here. I hate that. So let's go ahead and narrow out our EQ and make a cut. This already sounds a lot better with just 6 basic EQ moves. Let's compare before and after and solo and in the mix. So to me, this is a night and day difference. The guitar is a lot tighter. The fizz is more under control. The pick attack is better. There's not as much cab resonance. And I gave more room for the bass guitar to breathe. Again, it's very easy to get carried away with guitar EQ. You can go fishing for problem frequencies all day. If I went in and boosted 4K, you would think that sounds terrible. Let's cut it. Then 5K sounds terrible. Let's cut it. 6K sounds terrible. Let's cut it. And before you know it, you have 20, 30 EQ points and your guitar tone is just not even reminiscent to what you were originally going for. So definitely be careful with going overboard on guitar EQ. And I'll even give you an example of that real quick. Wow, that sounds terrible. Let's cut it. I hate mids. Let's cut it. And before you know it, your guitar sounds thin and lifeless. Let's compare before and after so you get the point that I'm trying to make with this. Even bypass, the guitar has a lot more life. Guitars are mid-range instruments, so by nature, whenever you start scooping mids, they can start sounding a lot more lifeless. I got rid of some high mid energy, cut the 4K, the 5K, and now the guitar lost all of its brightness and all of its character. So these are just good things to keep in mind going forward. Obviously, it's going to vary from guitar to guitar and from song to song. So just go based off of feel and what you think is best in the context of your mix. Let us know what other videos you'd like to see us make in the comments below. And if you have any questions, we'll also be sure to answer them. Thanks for watching and happy songwriting.